open in Sarasota. West Wall Boats, kayak experts selling the only pedal kayaks with a reverse, pedal forward or backwards. Need a paddle fishing board, SUP, or kayak? You need West Wall Boats shallow water outfitters. Comfort is king. In a native ultimate angler watercraft, you are king. If standing is your thing, they have paddle fishing boards complete with a Yeti. If you can dream about doing it, West Wall can help get you there. WestWallBoats.com. WestWallBoats.com. Located next to Giggles on Tamiami Trail, Sarasota.
Yeah, I think today we're gonna start our show out with a
wow,
Big Boca.
All right, the Big Boca, Fat Point beers.
That's the way you should actually sell beer.
Oh,
That's the way
look
to
at
make a
that.
case. That's quality. When you put that much quality in design.
It's like a beer holder too, folks.
This is good beer. I'm gonna tell you
All
something.
right.
Now, very seldom do we start out drinking, but we're gonna start out drinking.
Thanks to the sponsors.
Salud.
Hey, you know, it is a little hot down here in Florida, so hey.
Fat Point's a local brewery. They're here in Punta Gorda, Florida. They make a fantastic beer. It's a unique Florida beer, really catered to
nice.
Southwest Florida. It's got, actually, I love ales. I'm a Guinness drinker. I really don't care for the common beer. I'll drink some, like an Amber Bock or something, or a Guinness. So I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. This is just delicious.
Oh, it's, you know what, guys? I tell you the truth. You look at these specialty beers that are all coming
And
out
it's a
now.
pint.
You know, and it's a pint of beer too. It's not no little can. So time you get done with this, I'm sure you're going to be feeling mighty happy. But it's a darker beer.
It's a darker beer. It's enjoyable. They actually, I believe, have some darker beers. You just got to stop by. They actually have a beer garden now. We're going to go in there. We're going to stop in and get a couple of mugs and stuff. I just haven't had a chance. Me and Chris have been real busy. I want to tell you, too, revamping the website. I actually just finished migrating everything over to SQL Server from a flat base. Have a lot of stuff going in there now. We're adding all the lures that are made by all the manufacturers that you guys use out there. So what we did was we created it's called Sea Cloud. It's a Facebook application, and I started uploading all of the lure manufacturers' lures, all the species of fish, just a whole variety of stuff so that you guys could actually go in there, log in, become members in Facebook, and start adding fish to your lures, add lures to your tackle box, and as you catch fish, we match them up with the lure in your tackle box. You get trophies, you get
like the video game, right?
You're actually playing a real video game with your own.
Oh my gosh,
fishing
guys!
days.
Listen, you know, we grew up as big boys, but when we were younger, all we wanted to do was play that video game, and you knew if you went to the lake,
I played Pong.
the walleye lake, right? You know, you knew you had to have that spinnerbait, so you had to earn points to get the spinnerbait. Well, guys, you guys already earned the money. You guys buy these lures. Go out there and make an album for yourself to sit down with your friends and go, hey, look, this is what I'm catching in my video game of life.
Well, this is exactly what I did. I set it up so that if you like I like the Daniel's Deceiver, the 206. 206 I've caught just a bucket full of snook on. Now I've got the pictures, I got the photos, the video, everything uploaded in Facebook and YouTube, but you got to go searching for them. Now what we've done with Sea Cloud is I caught a snook on that 206. I'm going to go in, log in, upload the picture or the video of the snook. I'm going to match it up with the 206 and add it to my live well. Now forever, all my friends can check out all the fish I caught with the 206, including that snook, reds, flounder. They can see the color I use, the area, and I can make as much information public as I want to. I can tell you what county and what lake and what GPS if I want to, or I can tell you nothing at all.
Exactly.
It's up to me.
Keep it private. Actually, you know, some of you guys are really about your fishing holes and your places. And you know what? You guys are all, you know, not liking the fact that we have videos wide open where we go. But I don't have a fishing hole. My fishing hole is Charlotte County. I mean, I literally, as fast as my trolling motor will go, I am searching new water all the time.
If you can launch in it, you're more than likely going to be fishing it. So like I said, you know, it's really going to be a great application to match your fishing videos, pictures together with the lures that you're using, the areas that you fish in. Also setting up a tournament area so that if you have friends in Facebook and you want to set up, say in Charlotte County, we do a Fishy Fins Tuesday Tarpon tournament. We'll go ahead and post it in Facebook. All you have to do is join the tournament. Then while you're out there fishing, catching fish and measuring them, you take a picture, upload it with your Sea Cloud Fishy Fins application, and it goes right into Facebook. Everybody sees where you are in the tournament, how big the fish is. The scoreboard automatically updates itself.
New wave of tournaments, guys.
Yeah.
So the fish go right back in the water.
Go right in the water.
Right where you caught them. And you release them the way you're supposed to release them.
And I'll give you one on the tournaments to make sure everybody is honest and they're not driving, and please don't be offended, anybody that won a tournament, driving their boat 200 or 300 miles to another water area to actually catch the fish and bring it back. with our tournament software, a GPS registered reading is taken with that picture of the fish. So you will be catching that fish here, and we will know where it was caught to verify that you didn't go to another county where you tied a fish up underneath the tree and then went up there, picked it up, and brought it to the tournament weigh-in. So we are doing that with the tournament software only the tournament software. If you register that and you become a member of one of our tournaments, when you take a picture or do a video, we're going to know exactly where that fish is.
Oh my gosh, no cheating?
That fish was taken. No cheating.
Oh,
so it's a good way to keep everybody honest and in the area and
it's
fishing.
probably not going to be a very big tournament, Frank.
But it's a lot of fun. You can actually invite all the friends you want in there. It's all made shareable by your friends. We have pictures. We'll have videos. Really cool stuff. So anyway, let's get into fishing.
Let's talk about some fishing.
Yesterday, man, he calls me up out there. He's like, "You got to see these huge tarpon all over the place." I got some. Well, I'm rolling the video now while we're saying this. Tell me about this.
Well, the thing was, I went out there expecting these monster reds and these monster snook because I had already been there last week. We talked about it when me and Terry were out, and we had spotted these big fish on this outside wall. Well, there wasn't the big snook and reds.
The south side wall, where you're talking about now, the west.
We're talking, when I say the outside wall, the cutoff has an inside track. If you're inside the cutoff, the left side.
That's the Mayaca cutoff.
Yeah, coming from the beach complex, I consider the left side as you come in from the beach complex inside the cutoff, right?
Sure.
And the right side.
Hog Island.
As hog. Actually, the opposite way around. The right side is the cutoff, and the left side is Hog Island.
See, this is the reason why I stopped Chris and asked him, because when you're talking about the Mayaca cutoff, if you live in the Mayaca, you'd think about it the opposite way of somebody that lives off the Peace River.
Because I come at it from the other side, guys. So I'm trying to give it to Frankie's perspective.
Chris is actually, you're fishing outside of Hog Island, on the north end of Hog Island.
Yeah, we're on the outside of Hog Island. There's just a lot of nice troughs and flats out there. As you guys know, if you've been out there, there's a couple, 3 creeks that come in on the outside. Always, what we talk about on this show is where there's creeks, where there's flow, there's going to be fish that go there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've run that wall quite a few times, and Chris is right. There's a couple of creeks that run there. He's always looking for creeks, Chris, so he's taking me in
Creek
there.
Chris, that's what we're going to change it all up. It's not Coach Chris, it's Creek Chris.
We call the show, keeping it real. Let's keep it real. And that's why we talk about the fishing spot, the area directly, where we fish, how we fish it. Chris talks about the places he catches fish, because it's real. We're keeping it real.
Yeah.
And so again, we're right outside the Hog Island on the outside, north wall, working those creeks. So you're out there, you weren't on the reds though.
You got a little different scenario all of a sudden come. We've been having an east wind, right? East-southeast wind that's been blowing down the harbor in this direction. Well, all of a sudden, that wind started coming from Boca yesterday. Did you notice that? That sea wind started coming in from Boca, and it started coming in more southwest. So when that southwest started coming, the wind started blowing into that front mouth, that front of Hog Island runs like this, and it was blowing into it like this.
Right, hitting the wall.
Those tarpon were a foot of water, guys. 2 foot of water at the best.
They were running the flats.
They were everywhere. You could just see the fins everywhere. I told Rich right away. I was with my buddy who's actually a bartender over at the Celtic. You've seen him out there in his hoopty wagon. The orange hoopty on the water, baby. You can't miss that thing. Got an umbrella like 6 foot wide, and it's orange, okay? And they go like 50 miles an hour down the flat, standing on them like surfboards.
Well, guys, as you can see, Rich has got this poon on my new custom rod I got from Paul. What a bad boy fight, though. This thing looks like it's really doing a good job. Rich is... Okay, pull him up.
I'm trying.
Pull him up.
I'm trying. He's too strong.
No, he's not. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Okay, now pull him that way with the rod. Let's wear him out. Now this way with the rod. This way with the rod. Yeah, you want to just keep going back and forth. Whichever way he's going, you want to put pressure on him. So that way you wear him down quicker. You got a good connection. See, but with having this Strike King jig, guys, what we got is a 1 hook combination right now. Go ahead and bring him in here. Bring pressure. Come on, let's do it now. Make it happen. He's like, I don't know. Broke?
Sandbar
Okay, well, hey.
On the point of Hog Island.
That's what it's about,
They take that inside trough, and they were taking the inside highway.
Well, you know, both ways. When we're inside the cutoff, I've gotten into some big tarpon in there because they will definitely. There's a lot of food in the cutoff, so tarpon are looking for food. They're big monsters. They got to eat.
They use the cutoff as a highway too, because I went in there, guys, yesterday. After a little bit of time, we had to move because of a storm came running up. You'll understand if you're around our area.
Oh yeah.
But we had to move inside the cutoff to hide from a storm. And as soon as I got in there, in the middle of the cutoff,
Yeah,
if you guys all know where the Triple Lakes comes out, and that whole area is like a little bed in there. A 6.5 foot tarpon came up with a mullet in its mouth and just
going
kaboom.
They're huge in there, dude. But now this is the same area, and we'll show the video. My old man caught a nice flounder in there last month. He was pulling a topwater plug through the water. Beautiful flounder. Now, Chris, you guys...
We're on them, guys. I mean, you're going to see a picture with my boy, Mayaka Brian, and he's got a nice flounder out of the cut. And then me and Tara both basically...
And keeping it real. Triple Lakes, right where it exits out, that wall that runs right next to it.
It's all over that, guys. Listen,
whole trough in there,
keeping it real.
Flounder.
Look for your creeks. Find your creeks. Fish that area nice and slow. Don't go by it with the trolling motor on high. Slow down. Fish around your creeks. If you're a bait fisherman, obviously, let's get out and put your anchor down and throw your baits around the creeks because you're obviously going to catch more fish than the average Joe.
Well, he was using the Strike King electric chicken. I know when you get on those flounders, so he's bouncing it off of the bottom, you know, and the flounder. Would somebody want to talk to us? Hold on, let's see who this is. Do you have free money? Oh no, no free money. Couldn't have been important. No free money. Came back with a different camera because
we had to hire a new camera crew is what it was.
The crew walked out. I mean,
That's right.
You know what? I think they unionize. You know, sometimes people get a little bit
low
crazy.
pay. It's low pay. It's Florida wages. Sorry, guys.
We spend all of our money on Big
That's
Boca, where it should go. But anyway, we're gonna get back to the fish. Chris was at the Mayaka cutoff. He's wasn't. I think you said you weren't really catching reds on the outside. You went inside.
Yeah, we ran from a storm. Well, we were out in the video before. You're gonna see where it cuts over. We were running from a storm that had come up around the outside, so we ran to the inside, and you'll see I clipped a nice snook on the inside where I went back to where we were catching all those flounders on the inside where obviously where a creek is at. I cast it back into a creek. The red came flying out with it, and the snook just bombarded it from the side. But the whole time in the video, the red is following the snook around like, give me my lure back.
That I tell you what, when they get hungry and they hit that time when they're really hitting and feeding, they do that. I mean, they bunch up and
tail.
chase.
The tail was just so blue. I mean, it was gorgeous.
They're ready to go. But I mean, the action out there is great. Even in the canals, me and Bridget have been sticking in the canals looking for the tarpon moving in, and man, getting into some big tarpon. Bridget lost a beauty. It was definitely bigger than she was. I got a couple of big ones to the boat. But now I was using a Loxahatchee walker. I like walkers. They're just a lot of fun to work. It takes a little bit of practice, but very effective. You'll see in the video, you know, got a couple of beautiful tarpon on. Bridget was using the Daniel's Deceiver, the 202, did great with that. And Chris, you
I tried on. You'll see a video here where I was tying. I stopped, and you know, once I figured out, I got broke off a couple times. And I said, okay. Well, let me go for the little bit bigger leader, and I tied on a Daniel's Deceiver.
Sweet.
I tied on the Rage color. I think it's a 220. Is that what they're calling
the Rage? Yeah.
220.
It's that chartreuse and
black.
black.
Yeah, chartreuse and black. And the Trout Deceiver lure, not the one with the jig underneath of it, but Bill makes Bill makes one with hooks on it because we found out that they were popping this lure just as much as they were popping the tail behind it. Yep. So. It makes a unique noise. It's got that popping cork kind of boop, 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 like that. But then it's also got that thruster in the back going, so it goes,
yep.
like that, and it just makes a very unique sound. You'll see, tied it on, talking to the camera, flip it out there, pop, 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 kaboom!
And this is what the custom rod's redfish rod was it on that one or the one that?
I don't think that particular blow up on that video was with that. I had a different rod on that, just because I went out there and I already had my jig and everything. And I also had a friend on the boat who, I don't know how it happens, but guys, when you plan for a fishing trip, he didn't show up with any fishing poles. He had his GoPro. He had to want to go, but
went to film you.
He looked at me and he goes,
I forgot
my poles. I got so excited. And you say we were going to go fishing, but I'm telling you what, when you see the videos of Rich out there, he told me, and he got the grand slam for the day. He caught snook, he caught red, he caught trout. I mean, and he caught tarpon.
Yeah, he had a big tarpon.
He had the monster.
Now he was using that redfish rod on that tarpon.
He was using the redfish rod because I asked him. I said, listen, for real. I said, I've been offered this rod by Paul as a gift, and I said, why don't you try it and see how you like it? And I thought I recorded him at the end, but I ran out of batteries. What happened? Yeah. But he told me that he would definitely be buying that rod. He said he didn't know the price of it. We're going to figure out.
They're under $200, so you can go to fishyfins.com, click on custom rods on the top. The redfish rod, I believe, is about $180. And
basically what I told him, I told him, I said, listen, I have blanks that feel like this rod, and I said, the way this works, I said, I'm going to guess it to be around $200 because I have other equal rods in my arsenal that I fish with, and it feels just like them. I have a $200 Shimano that I fish with a lot, and those two feel like they're cousins. Sure. They really do. It feels like the same blank going down the middle of it.
They're nice, and Paul will customize it for you too. So if you want to contact him and do a custom order, you can put your business logo on there, your favorite sports team, your favorite beer if you want, whatever you like on there. But they're fantastic rods.
Great fighting rod. You see the tarpon video, you guys will see he didn't lose any connection with us. Yelling at him a little bit about putting his rod down and bowing to the king. Well, we're
going to talk about that now. And I was telling Bridget the same thing. When I catch tarpon, I had a couple even captains contact me on Facebook and went, "Wow, man, you're pounding those tarpons on topwater lures. That's pretty unique. That's tough to do." And it is, and only because if you're not using, I'll tell you this right now, if you're not using a wooden lure, you're probably not going to have as many fish on. Plastic tarpon hit them and just not plastic to the moon.
You'll even see in the video too of the Daniels. The one thing that I told Frankie about it, when they hit it, it knocked it so high up in the air, but then this crazy tarpon went straight up in the air and grabbed it up.
Yeah. But these are wood heavy lures, so I mean they're not flying around, they're setting the water tight. When the fish hits it, it's a good solid hit. And it's the same thing with the Loxahatchee Walker. I use the impact lure, the Loxahatchee Walker also. It's a solid wood lure. When the fish hit it, it stays in the water, they get it, they pound it, and you reel the fish in. But you've got to remember, like Chris says, bow to him. When that tarpon comes out of the water, you got to get the tip of your rod down. And
hands out, rod pointing.
He goes deep, then give him some back, and get that rod back up. So, you really got to work them right. When they come out of the water, there's a good chance they're going to throw a heavy lure because it's just as heavy whipping around to get out of its mouth.
If you don't bow to it, guys, here's what's going to happen. If you go ahead and you hang on to it, and that tarpon comes up and gives one of these numbers and gives one of these numbers, you're looking at whatever size lure you got fighting with coming at you at about maybe 180 miles an hour, okay? And if it's got some big treble hooks in it, I'm going to tell you what, don't cry when your buddy's digging them out.
I've told Bridget many a times when I'm walking around the boat with a tarpon on, be careful. If you get between me and that tarpon, the lure comes out of its mouth, it's going to catch you in the face. You got to be careful. Now, I'll give you another tip. If you're using braid line and that tarpon comes out and you don't get the tip of your pole down underwater, you're probably going to lose him. Braid does not stretch. It doesn't give. You're using monofilament, it'll stretch. As the tarpon comes back, it'll pull tight again and keep the lure tight. With the braid, he goes out, the line's as tight, he comes back, it gets loose, it's gone.
Like I told Frankie, when you're fishing in that situation, you're going to go ahead and you're probably using, if you're like me, I like 50-pound test braid. To me, everybody says it's a little overkill, but it doesn't seat into the reel when you get the big fish on. It doesn't seat down and then you can't get the line out. And also, too, is you're going to add a nice mono leader about that
He's
long.
not going to see your line.
So you're going to get that little bit of boing at the end too.
Now, Chris is talking about a bait caster, so I mean, you're not talking about 50 pound on a spinning reel.
Oh no, spinning reel you can go down pretty light.
I use 20 on mine.
You can use 15, 20 on a spin cast. I've even seen people using 10.
Sure.
So you can really cast it. But here's the deal, guys. Why cast 100 yards down the bank? If you ever watch my videos, I'm casting within 20 feet of the boat.
When he's going after usually the snook, the redfish, he's
even
up there
the
on the
tarpon
bank.
yesterday,
Well,
man,
the tarpon,
they're right off the boat. They don't.
You get in
tarpon
there,
are in the past. You can fire your motor up and do circles in them. They don't care. They're very non-caring
They've been
fish.
around a long time.
They
so.
just like whatever. There's another big boat in the area. Big deal, you know. I mean,
But it's a lot of fun. You don't have to run out to Boca Grande Pass, get up in the canals. You know, you actually shoreline fish. Wait for them. They're going to be coming past you. It's just a matter of time. They're
you'll see
migrating.
the fin. You'll see the fin come up, guys, and you'll see suck boils, which are in this range to bigger.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And I'll tell you, during the day, slow it down. If you're working top water for tarpon, you got to slow it down real slow. I go from a thump, thump, thump to a thump, thump. You know, definitely, almost 2 seconds between thumps. At night, they go crazy. They like
change
those
it up, guys.
baits.
It's like music, man.
Yep.
Some people like the music fast. Some people like the music slow. You just change your rotation. Like Bill, I noticed right away when I went out with Bill, it was
Yep.
he was 3 jerks, and he would allow a nice pause, and he definitely allowed a nice pause in the beginning. Now I'm a double, single, double, single, and that's just I rotate different, and you do different stuff. You get bored out there after doing that a little bit. You just got to see what the pattern is. If I throw it in there and let it sit, and as soon as I move it, I get a hit, you better bet that that's my pattern for the rest of the day. And
I found more often than not on that rest, after that 3 jerks or 2 jerks, and the rest is usually when they nail it.
Oh yeah.
So, and I figured it out because I was working the trolling motor and I cast out top water, work it, and then I'd have to readjust the motor and not pay attention. And when I stopped messing with the lure,
oh yeah,
I missed the hit.
They're right on it, guys.
So,
you don't realize how many times these fish are following your lure, but you're so interested in the very next cast that you're not finishing your last one, and that's. I mean, to the boat with these fish in Florida.
Look at Bill Daniels' figure 8 video.
Figure 8.
Right to the boat,
Yeah.
he's working it, and bam, he gets it. It's laying there waiting. So, the fish don't give up just because you don't see them. They still see what's going on.
Oh,
so
they're hungry. That's the reason they're following your lure back in. You got McDonald's in the line.
Right? But, folks, fishing's great all over Charlotte Harbor right now. You get up around Pirate Harbor, you get in the redfish. Still, you get pictures of snook. You can get some great video. They're fun to catch. You can't keep them right now, but fun. Redfish are big. The slots are many.
You know what, guys? You just basically get out there. Don't be afraid to go over and buy your bucket of shrimp and go out there, guys. It's just because we go out there and throw a million, lures.
We always throw lures.
Listen, but there's times.
But we also we do cut bait.
We do stop and take a little rest, and when we rest,
some ladyfish or something.
I always throw a cut up ladyfish or something like that. Now, if you're taking a bucket of shrimp out there, you might fish for lures a little bit, and while you're fishing with lures, you're looking. Once you spot where the fish are at, drive back over in that area, settle down, throw your shrimp back in, have your sandwich or whatever, if you can.
Sure. Well, we did. We sat down, and by the time I got my beer open, man, line going. I stood up. It was over. I missed it.
But it was break time.
You're in the cutoff. I mean, anything could be in there. But again, get down to Pirate Harbor. Get over to the Peace River area.
All over, guys. It's just
tarpon
gorgeous.
running up by what do you call? What's the park out there where the ramp is?
We have every kind of fish there is right now. I mean, you don't have
Harbor Heights.
Harbor Heights.
Oh, great.
Man.
I mean, tarpon all over there. I mean, beautiful.
They're everywhere. We got ramps everywhere, guys. Just get down here, buy a quick house before the market goes out of
It goes crazy.
We're just on the edge of the market though right now, guys. You can still come down here for a little over 100,000 and pick up a nice cottage, as we're going to call them.
Go to fishyfins.com. I mean, you can actually hook up with some nice rental properties for sale that are on the water. Contact the agent that's listed there. They'll give you all the information you need to know about it. Also, local charter captains. We got Tom Fisher that fishes out of Burnstore Marina.
Tons of them.
I mean, we got Dwayne French out there in Placida.
We just had the richest tarpon tournament last week.
Sure.
I mean,
And the fishing's great. Go to fishyfins.com. We have charter boats on the top. Click on it. We've got a whole list of local charter captains. Call them directly. Book a trip with them. They'll teach you how to fish, where to fish, what to do, all the good stuff. So, get out here, go fish and enjoy it. Got some great stuff coming up on Fishy Fins still. I know Chris and I are going to get ready to go out. We're going to try to shoot for every Wednesday, but the weather's been crappy. So we thought, well, let's do a show. It's been a while. Chris was working. He was busy. He hurt his arm for a couple of weeks.
Still hurting. Even in those videos and stuff, that's why I didn't really want to get on too big a tarpon because even you'll see the snook video. At the end of the video, I'm like, still not ready yet, not ready yet.
You're going to have a fight with tarpon, so if you want to go after tarpon, enjoy it, even with light tackle, you could have a good time. Let them run that drag a little bit, let them wear themselves out. It's going to take them a while.
They will. Listen, these fish will wear out, and being that me and Frankie are probably catching them, they're not going to have a chance of having a big shark around, because once you wear a tarpon out, the big shark will come in on them and whack them.
Oh yeah.
They'll whack them real quick.
Especially in the evenings. Me and Bridget have been going out in the evenings, so the sharks are moving on to the flats and the canals when that sun goes down. So when you got a tarpon, you better get them.
That's like a big shiner to a shark,
Can't wait. And so it's the ocean. Everything's eaten or going to be.
I just feel that the tarpon and the shark haven't been buddies for a long time. So. It's the one thing you never hear of a shark attacking anything really. It's not a shark attack, but really a shark will attack a tarpon. They do. They attack them. They wham.
A tarpon is a gigantic spoon out there spinning. And actually, we're going to do that too. We got Aquadream spoons. I still got a box full of spoons. We're going to go out and fish those. I want to play with some tarpon with that pinfish spoon, but I am going to go to the bigger hook in the back, that 3-time hook I've been using. So I'm going to go to a heavier hook.
I'm not sure I want that tarpon spoon coming back at me like that.
Well, if it throws it out, man, I'm going to eat it. But so I'm going to give it a
wear
shot.
My helmet. Oh, well, they're wearing my helmet.
You were out there with the electric chicken too, so you were going tarpon with that too.
Oh my gosh, guys! I will tell you this though. We tried all kinds of different things, but the Strike King jig is such a great asset because it's a super strong jig hook. When you hook those tarpon up, it's only one connection. So you only got one connection to hang on to them. Much better control.
Well, that's that Strike King number 3. That's that 1/4 and 3/8 ounce jig head that you get too with the electric
quarters.
chicken.
I buy quarters or 8s. And I was using 8s out there because we were only fishing in water this deep, maybe this deep. So you have a much better chance with that one single hook on to not have double leverage points where they can really leverage and knock it out.
And that's the hard part about tarpon has a really hard bill,
but it is fun to be the Loxahatchee and watch it go kaboom.
I'm gonna tell you, I was up with Bill up the Peace River, and I was using the 202, the Daniel's Deceiver 202 lure. Top water, and the strike zone, like Chris said, is usually within about probably 10 to 30 feet of the shoreline where we always fish.
You don't know where it's at.
And so once you're out of that, 10, 15 foot, you start reeling in and get ready for the next cast. I was doing that. I'm talking to Bill, and tarpon come out bigger than the boat, and this is way up. This is past Ogden Bridge, all that stuff. We're way
there's
up
some monsters up there, guys.
That thing had to have been 5-6 foot long.
Oh, there's 6-footers.
I looked at Bill and I went, "Did you see that?" And he's like, all I know is that thing jumped in the boat. I was jumping out of the boat because I wasn't going to wrestle that animal. And that thing was big.
Break rod in the boat, man. You'd be like, "Whoa!"
And didn't even see it coming. So, there are big tarpon everywhere. Get out there and enjoy them. But we were catching snook that day. We were using the 202, and I think actually it was a new one. What's that new one he has now? The Rage color.
220. I think it's 220.
Okay, yep. We were using the 220 up there.
Bill loves that 220. I think we found Bill. When I met Bill, it was the 02 color in the 300 series that Bill liked. He showed me right away. This is my lure. He came over to my house. He threw it out there in the canal, and kaboom, catches a 6-pounder, just like nothing. I'm like, okay, that's your lure. I understand, but now if you go by Bill's house and you look up in his rod rack, which there's probably 100 rods up there, they are carrying that 300 Rage 320, 322, I think.
Black and chartreuse in every pattern you can imagine.
He loves that color now. It is. Listen, guys, we all have favorite lures that we love to go out and throw. You know, and I do love to throw the Daniels. I started the whole day off yesterday throwing the glass minnow.
Yeah,
I threw that thing until the old bicep just said, you know what, you're done, buddy. Stop throwing the.
Well, Bill is a different type of fisherman when you go out with Bill. Bill hunts fish. Bill doesn't just run around and he doesn't bang mangroves. He hunts fish. He looks for spots and he looks
for the fish. He looks for the fish, waits to see which way they're going, and then throws out in front of them and nails them.
It's incredible.
Awesome.
So it's really a cool way to fish. But he's an experienced angler. I mean, he really knows how to do it. And he knows his lures. That's why they're so effective.
He was taught by his father.
Well, you caught that, yeah, definitely. His old man was really built some beautiful baits. We have a couple of videos you can check out too of his dad's lures that were made back in the 50s and 60s. And
like
really
old Hank Williams Jr. said, it's a family tradition.
Yeah, it definitely is. But beautiful work. And I tell you what, that glass minnow, when hopefully I can find that video. You got that gigantic tarpon.
Yeah, and it's the same type of the
season. What was that,
season.
Trout Creek you were in?
Trout Creek and
foot of water, Trout Creek.
Yeah, just like the same scenario as yesterday, and all of a sudden along comes Giganto.
Yeah, this bust tarpon just tears it up. Took that lure though, took it.
Yeah, poor guy.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to wrap it up. We've had a great show, great tarpon fishing, red fishing. Get out there and do it. If you're going to use bait, get out to the local bait shops. You got fine bait and tackle. You got Fish and Franks. You got TNT bait and tackle. We got bait every place. You got no excuse not to go out there and go fishing with bait.
There's definitely bait, and any one of these tackle shops have got all the local lures that we're catching them on too. So that way, in case you need some line, you need a hook, you need a rod, you need whatever you need when you get there, and a little local knowledge too. These boys are pretty easy to give it to you.
All the lures that we use you can find on fishyfins.com. So if you like Daniel's Deceivers, he even has back scratchers and really cool stuff on his website he does with his lure designs. You can check out danielsdeceivers.com, bankslures.com, Aquadream Spoons, impactlures.com. All the lures you see us fishing with, you're going to be able to find a link from our website to go to theirs to buy the lure if they don't have it in a local shop. Quite a few of them carry them now. So, check out the local shops, support your local
Reality
businesses.
is, guys, you guys just need to book a flight and get down here to Florida and start doing some of the fishing we're doing.
You got to get down here.
Missing it. This is the place to come vacation. It's nice and cheap. Go watch some crabs games.
Spoiler alert real quick. Chris bought a new canoe. He's tricking his skiff. He's redoing the whole thing really nice.
Baby.
So we're probably in the next month or so, we're going to be out there doing some video. And I put a 30-foot tall camera pole on the boat. So we're going to be out there doing some 30-foot shots from way overhead. We were going to do the drone thing. Quick note about drones, if you want to get one from the water, make sure you understand that the return to home base means that if you launch it on your boat better be in that exact GPS spot when that thing comes down in an emergency, because if not, it's going in the drink. So
yeah, don't use it. Don't use them over water, guys.
You want to play with drones over water, you better do it from land, or make sure that boat ain't moving from that GPS location. So we're going to do it with a 30-foot beautiful camera pole we have.
You could do that, though, with the double power pole out there. You could power pole down, launch it up there, but it's just too risky. Those things are too expensive.
You want to put $5,000 in the air and see it come crashing into the flats. I mean, the video coming down into the flats is awesome. You'll be able to recover it from the camera, but the only thing that you will save from that vessel is the camera card. Everything else is junk. So, we're gonna see you. Y'all have a great day fishing. Mr. Crit.
Boom.
See ya. Oh, that's good stuff.